Hello guys, I'm Jasmeet and welcome to Blogging Unplugged. On this channel, you will find information related to WordPress, blogging, product tutorials, updates, and other related topics. Now, in our previous video, we discussed all about the Elementor 3.5 update, and in this video, we're going to talk about what's new in Elementor Pro 3.5. Now, as the name suggests, this update is for the premium version of the Elementor Page Builder plugin, which means if you are using the Pro version, then you will get access to these new features and widgets. Now coming to this update, this version of the plugin includes introduction of features and widgets that will help improve user experience and will give you more control over customizing and designing important pages of your online store. Now, keeping this in mind, I've divided this video into 4 main parts. In the first part, I've shared all about the setup that I'm using to create this video. In the second part, I will talk about the new progress tracker widget that has been introduced in this version of the plugin. Now, the third part is all about the new scroll snap feature that has been introduced in Elementor Pro 3.5. Now, this will be followed up by the fourth part, which is all about the new features and widgets that has been introduced for the e-commerce side of things. Now, just like every video, the timestamps for every topic covered are in the description box below, along with the links to Elementor, Elementor Pro, and the free Hello theme. Now, it is important to know that some of the links in the description box below are affiliate links, which means I will make a small commission if you decide to purchase using our links. And with that said, I will start sharing the screen, and in the meantime, you make sure to leave a like and subscribe to this channel. Hello guys, and welcome to the setup of this video. As you can see, we have a single tab open in the browser that is running the test website for this walkthrough. Now, in this test site, we have installed Elementor Pro version 3.5.2 and the Elementor version 3.5.6. Now, as far as the theme is concerned, we are using the free theme by Elementor, which is the Hello theme. Now, as this version of Elementor Pro comes with a few WooCommerce widgets, what we have done here is we have installed the WooCommerce plugin as well. Let me take you to the plugin section again and show you. We have installed the WooCommerce plugin as well, but we haven't configured the payments, shipping, or tax details as it wasn't necessary for this walkthrough. Now, apart from this, to showcase a new widget and a new feature, we have created 2 posts here. Let me just take you to the post section. There you see the scroll snap and the progress tracker. So I have created 2 demos here. These are very simple demos to basically show you the working of these features and the new widget. Basically, progress tracker is the new widget and scroll snap is a new feature that you will see, that you will find in Elementor Pro 3.5. Now, as far as the new WooCommerce widgets are concerned, we have created pages for that as well. Let me take you to the pages, and here you can see the cart page. All of the pages basically that have been prefixed with Elementor Pro 3.5 have been created by me. Now, as you can see, these pages are right now not edited with Elementor, is because I will be editing them with you guys, and basically I will be showcasing you by adding the widgets to blank pages. These are basically as of now blank pages. Let me just view this page right now. You can see the page is blank. Now, as far as the cart page, which is set as the cart page, or the checkout page, which is set up as the shop page, as the checkout page. So basically these pages are generated by WooCommerce itself. If you have been using WooCommerce, if you have an online store with WordPress, then you must be familiar with the fact that WooCommerce creates its own pages in case you don't have them, and then it configures them as the shop pages as well. So these are those basic pages. Although these pages offer all the information that you need, but the styling, the designing is very basic. So for right now, we have created 3 new pages, and these pages are the ones that we will be configuring and using them as a comparison purposes. So before and after you will be able to see, And from there on I will be showcasing you another feature that has been introduced in Elementor Pro 3.5, which is the configuration of shop pages using Elementor Pro itself. Okay, so for right now you can see this cart page is the cart page. After I configure shop pages through Elementor, you will see that cart page will change to this one. This page will have the cart page prefix to it. So this is the setup that we are using for this video, and keeping this in mind, let's take a look at the first new widget that has been introduced in Elementor Pro 3.5, which is the progress tracker widget. So the first new widget that we are going to discuss in this video is the progress tracker widget, and for that we have created an example right over here. So what I am going to do is I'm going to edit it with Elementor, and in the meantime I'm going to take you through its definition and I'll follow it up with a few settings. Okay, so basically what exactly is progress tracker widget? Now this widget basically adds a progress tracker bar, which you can see right over here. I have added this bar. Now when a user scrolls through the page, what this bar will show is how much of the page or how much of the content is that is left on the page basically. Okay, let us just scroll through this and you can see it shows 10% right over here, and plus the tracker bar is, you know, basically tracking the progress through this. It's showing you as I am scrolling through, you know, you can see it increasing. There we go, and as soon as I will reach the end of the page, it will reach the 100% mark. Now when I start going up, it again starts to go back to its original state. So what this tracker bar exactly does is it basically creates a sense of FOMO, where if a person has scrolled through, you know, more than 50% of the page, or let's say 50% of the page, and you are showing them the progress, then there are chances that they will completely go through the page. Okay, that increases their stay time on the page, plus chances are they will engage on the page as well. Okay, so before we dive into the settings of this tracker bar, let's just see where you can find this widget first. Okay, so for that, let me just click right over here and let me go to the Pro section. You see the Pro section right over here in the Elementor side panel, and you will find it at the bottom right over here. So what I am going to do right now is I'm going to add it just below it. Okay, so this is the one that I have, you know, basically created for example, and this is the one that I've just added. So as soon as you add the progress tracker bar, what you see is the tracker type setting, the progress relative to direction, and percentage, which is set to hidden as of now. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete this tracker and I'm going to select this one. This is the one that I've created for you guys to make you understand this widget. Now you can see we have set it to, the tracker type here is set to horizontal, and the second setting that the second option that you get is the circular. Now when I select circular, this bar will change into a circle. You can see right over here. Now when I start scrolling, it shows the percentage in the middle because the percentage I've kept it active over here. If I deactivate it, the percentage will be gone. So let's just activate it for right now, and you will see the 10% is shown in the middle. The circle is completing as I am scrolling through the page. Now when I go up, it's getting back to its normal state. So this is the circular tracker type for you. Now the next is progress relative to. Now this is an important setting. Basically using this setting, you can set the tracker to track according to a parameter that you can select from here. Now by default, it is set to entire page. This means it will be tracking progress according to the entire page. So for example, right now I'm here, it's 0, nothing's there. When I start scrolling, it starts, you know, showing the tracker, it starts showing the progress. Okay, now when I reach to the very bottom of the page, what it shows is that I've completely reached the bottom of the page. I start going up, it again goes back to its original state. Now the second option that you get in the progress relative to is the post content option, which you can see right over here. This is the option that you get. Okay. So what happens here is the tracker will only work when the post content widget is available on the page. So this means you will have to create a single page or a post type in the Elementor theme builder. Until you don't do that, this tracker will not track the progress. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll down a little, because this is a page, we have content, but we don't have the post content widget on here. So what I'm going to do is we'll scroll down a little, like to the bottom of the page, and this doesn't work. Now the reason behind this, again, the post content widget is not added on this page, and this is not a single post template. You can see right over here, Elementor gives you instructions as well. So this means if you want to basically add this progress tracker to every page on your site, then you can create a single post type or a single page type in Elementor theme builder, and you can add this progress tracker to that and then set it to post content, and it will track the progress accordingly. Okay, so this is the second option. Now the third option that you get is the selector. Now when you will select this, so what it says right over here is it tracks progress according to a CSS ID or class that you have added to an element. So you can see right over here, I have added this class course 5 to an element on the page, and when I will scroll down, you will see course 5. As soon as course 5 appears on the page, it goes straight up to 100. Okay, so what I'm going to show you here is I'm going to edit this, and I'm going to go to advanced, and you will see the class course 5 right over here. Okay, so what I have done is I've added an additional class just for demonstration purposes, and then what I did was I have added the same class right over here, and it started tracking the progress according to this individual element. So in case you are looking to track the progress according to an element on the page, then you can add an ID or a class to it, or you can add an existing class as a selector right over here, and it will track progress according to it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this back to entire page, and I will take you through this direction setting. So by default, you can see the direction is set from left to right. So the progress right now, the progress right now, this widget is tracking from left to right. Okay, by default, this is the value. So if I select left, nothing will change. It will track left to right. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to select right, and it will change. You can see right over here. Okay, to understand these icons more easily, what you can do is you see this static line over here. This means the left of the page is static, is fixed, and the progress will be tracked right in front of it. Okay, this thing will not be moving. This thing will remain static, and the progress will start from here to the right side, and so is and vice versa is the case for the right. This means if you select this, then this side over here will be static, and the progress will go from this side to this side. Similarly, if you have selected left, then this side will remain basically, this side will be the stale side of the things, and it will go from this side to this side. Okay, so this is the direction. So the next option is percentage. So what this option is, basically this option is hidden by default, which means you will not see the percentage right over here, percentage value right over here. Okay, when you enable this, it gives you the percentage position option, which is the same left and right option. We'll get to it. later, but it displays the percentage right over here. In case you want to display this percentage to the on the front end, then you can enable this option. It totally depends on you what you want to do basically. Now coming to the percentage position, in case you want to keep it on the left, you need to select this, it goes on the left. In case you want to select, keep it on the right, and it goes on the right. Okay, now you can go right from here, and if it's here, then it will stay right over here. Okay, so this is basically the first few settings of the progress tracker. So I hope you are somewhat familiar with the first few settings of the progress tracker widget. Now let's move to the style settings. The style settings for the progress tracker widget you will find under this style tab right over here. Now using this setting, you can basically customize any and every part of this widget. Okay, so for example, you can see we have set the progress indicator color to a shade of blue, which is very similar to this one. Okay, so as we scroll, you will see this color appear over here. We have also added a border type which is solid and its color is black right over here. You can set it width through this, border radius through this. Now the tracker background that you see, let's just go back. This is the tracker background. Its color is set to a shade of this color. Okay, you can set its height as well. Let's just do that. You can see how the height is moving. Okay, then border type is set to none. What if I want it to be solid? Okay, color, let's just change it to a shade of black or a shade of red, just for showing it to you. You can see right over here it's now red. Okay, you can set border radius as well. Box shadow, let's just add box shadow. A shadow is added to this one. That's another thing. Next is padding. You can add padding as well to this. Now you see this content option. Okay, this is an important option. Not that it is important, it's simple. It's for the percentage basically. So you are showing this percentage. Let me change the height to something bigger. Okay. Okay, now you see the percentage right over here. Okay, using this you can basically set the color for the percentage marker right over here, the percentage value right over here. You can see how it changes easily. Let's just set it to white. Okay, that is pretty nice. You can change the typography as well. Let's change the weight to 10. You can see how the font weight changes. You can add shadow to it as well. Okay, so these are the changes. Now you remember right over here, this is for the percentage, this value right over here. What we can do is we can go back to content, and if I disable this percentage option, if I hide it, then what is going to happen? You will not see the content tab right over here because this option is disabled. Let me enable it again, and as soon as I enable it, you will see the option for content right over here. Now before we move on to the next feature, let me just tell you this thing, that before this progress tracker type widget was introduced in Elementor Pro 3.5, this feature, people were adding this feature on their websites using a third party, using third party plugins. It's not a third party plugin, there were multiple third party plugins that were offering this feature. Now in case you are using just a plugin for adding this progress tracker to your website, then I will recommend you go with the Elementor version rather than going with any other plugin. Okay, it will reduce that plugin count as well and make it much more manageable and easier. That is one thing that I wanted to discuss. Now in case you have any queries related to progress tracker type, make sure you leave a comment down below and I will be happy to help you with everything that I know. Okay, that is one thing. And if you are finding the content helpful, then make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Now moving on, the next feature that we are going to discuss is scroll snap. Now after the progress tracker widget, the next new feature that has been introduced in Elementor Pro 3.5 is the scroll snap. Now first things first, this feature is currently in experiments. So let me just take you to experiments first and then we can go ahead from there. So for experiments, you need to go to Elementor and then settings and then click experiments right over here. and you will find it right over here. So the status is beta and it is enabled by default. Now it is important to know here that although this feature is active, but it is by default disabled on every page, on any page that you create, so you will have to enable it to use it. Now why this feature is disabled? Because you wouldn't use it on every page. This is not a feature that you will add to every page. Okay, so let me just take you to the example that we have created, and then we will go from there explaining what exactly social scroll snap does, and then we'll take a look at its settings. Okay, so this is the basically a template by Elementor that I have imported for this page, and this is for basically a dance studio. That this template is basically for dance studio. So you can see when I'm scrolling down, it scrolls normally. The class pricing is here, the private lesson pricing is right over here, live stream pricing is right over here. Nothing special, you know. There the scroll is working as per normal, as per usual, you know, and there is no difference. The FAQ section is right over here, rules and policies are right over here, refund free trial classes is right over here, then an option to contact is right over here. Very simple page, everything that you need on a page, but the scroll is working normally. So what exactly scroll snap does? Now scroll snap is the feature using which you can take the users to the important sections on the page with just a scroll. Okay, so what basically that means is, now once you have read what is on this what is on this landing page, which is this hero section, now I have to scroll a few times to reach this pricing or reach this pricing section. Now when you will enable scroll snap, what you will notice is that it will directly take you to this section first, then it will take you to this section first, then it will take you to this section, then it will take you to this section. Just with a scroll it will change the section, or it will directly take you to the section. Now to enable scroll snap, as I've mentioned before, it is disabled on pages by default. Now to enable it, what you have to do is you need to click this settings icon right over here. It will show you the general settings of the page. Now what you need to do here is you need to go to advanced, and here you will see the scroll snap tab. Now when you will click this, it will open, it will show you the scroll snap features. Now you can read right over here, scroll snap makes the viewport stop on a specific position of a section when scrolling ends. So this means once I will scroll, I will reach that section. Once I will scroll, I will reach that section. So let's just go back to the top, enable this option, and now let's just see how scroll snap works. So think about a scenario where you landed on this page and this is the hero section right over here. You are very convinced that you are about to buy classes from this studio right over here. So what scroll snap will do is it will take you to the classes. Now I've scrolled just once. Let me scroll again, and it takes me to the private lessons. Let me scroll once more, and it will take me to the pricing of the live stream classes. Let me scroll, takes me to the studio rental rates, takes me to the rules, takes me to the FAQ section. Now here is an important thing. This is a long section. You can see right over here. This section starts over here, and now when you are scrolling through, it doesn't snap. Now the reason behind this is this section is a long section. You can see from here, and let me open the navigator, and you will see the FAQ has a bunch of columns stacked on top of each other. Okay, so let me just select it. You can see heading, toggle. Okay, so this is a long section, so it will let you scroll this section. Okay, so what happens now is when you are about till the end of the page, when you're about towards the end of the page, it will take you back down to the next section. That means if the section is long, it will let you scroll it, and if the section is and when you reach towards the end, it will take you to the next section. So this is what scroll snap does. It basically makes the scrolling process a little bit smoother and takes the user to the important sections of your page. So this is basically the working of a scroll snap, is the working of the scroll snap feature. So now let's just go back to the settings, advanced, and take a look at some of its features. So let's just go to top here, close the navigator, and what you see right here is scrolls snap position. It has three values. First things first, disable, enable. You will see values right over here. Okay, now you see now you see the snap position is basically top, and there are two other options available, center and bottom. So top is the default value that this feature comes with. So what this does is when you scroll, it will take you to the top of this page. It will keep you at the top of this page. Okay, now what happens when I click center? It will take me to the center of the page. Now what happens when I click bottom? It will take me towards the bottom of the page. Okay, so depends on your design what position you will have to select. Okay, you can opt from three, you can select from three options right over here: top, center, and bottom. Now the next setting that you see is scroll padding. Now what this setting lets you do is it adds a distance or a spacing to offset the section from the position above. So for example, if I'm scrolling and it's set to bottom, now if I will add the position, you are seeing it's adding the offset to it from the bottom. You can see it's moving it up. Now it totally depends on you, again, the design that you have in your mind, the how your page is working, that you have to add scroll padding or not. Let me just go to the top as well and show you. Now you can see if I want the classes rate heading to be clearly visible, I can add a scroll padding towards it and it will, boom, now you can see this thing very clearly. Now if we take it back to its original state, nothing. Okay, it will be on the top and you will see it like that. Okay, so this is basically scroll padding. It adds a distance or spacing to offset the section from the position above. So this is the position above and it will add a offset to it. Basically the classes rates will go down if it is set to top, and if it's set to bottom then it will go up. Now the last setting that you will see in the scroll snap feature is the scroll snap stop. It is by default set to normal, but it has another value which is always. So let's just discuss normal first. In normal, what happens is if you are scrolling through a section and you are towards the end and you scroll past it, then it will not snap. Okay, this means if I am towards the end of this page, then it will not snap. You can see right over here, it will take me to the top, but if I'm at the bottom, if I'm scrolling like this, it doesn't snap. Okay, however, if I have selected always, then if I do this, it will snap. Okay, it will always override the browser and it will snap. So it again totally depends on you. Which option do you want to select? Is it always? Is it normal? Try it out for yourself and let me know how it works for you. Now, again, in case you have any queries related to scroll snap, feel free to comment down below. Let us know. I will try to help out in the best way possible. Okay. So moving on, the next few features that we are going to discuss is for the e-commerce side of things with Elementor Pro 3.5. 3 new widgets have been introduced, and next we are going to take a look at all of those 3 widgets. Now after the scroll snap feature, the next topic that we are going to discuss is the introduction of new e-commerce widgets in Elementor Pro 3.5. Now first things first, in this version of the plugin, 3 new widgets have been introduced that will help you customize and create important pages of your online store. And these pages are, you can see right over here, cart, checkout, and My Account. Now, if you have been using WooCommerce for your online store, then you must be familiar with the fact that when you install WooCommerce, it automatically creates these pages and configures them as your shop pages. Now, these are pretty basic pages that are generated by WooCommerce, although it contains all the information that you need, but pretty much the design part is missing. So what Elementor is doing here is it is giving you an option to create these custom pages using these widgets. So what I am going to do in this section is I'm going to show you these pages first, then I'm going to edit the other pages, these ones prefixed by Elementor Pro 3.5. Then I'm going to edit these pages in Elementor and add those widgets, and then we are going to compare which one is better for you. Now, keeping this in mind, let's dive into the first new widget, which is the new cart widget. Now, the first new e-commerce widget that has been introduced in Elementor Pro 3.5 is the new cart widget. Now, to see this widget in action, what we are going to do is we are going to first visit and see the default page generated by WooCommerce, and then I am going to edit this page, the Elementor 3.5 page with Elementor, and I'm going to add the widget onto it. As of now, it is empty. Let me show you. So first the cart page. So this is basically the default cart page that is generated by WooCommerce. Okay, it is pretty simple. Comes with all the information that you need. Okay, coupon is right over here, update cart is right over here, pricing, product, subtotal, cart totals, proceed to checkout. It's a very simple page. And this is what is the page that we will be editing with Elementor Pro 3.5, a blank page. Okay, this is going to be the page where we will be adding the new cart widget. So what I am going to do here is I am going to edit this page, and then I am going to edit it with Elementor right over here. This might take a second. Okay, now first things first, you will find the cart widget. Let me just disable the title over here. Okay, now first things first, you will find the cart widget, the new cart widget, in the WooCommerce section, which is right over here, and there you see the cart widget. Now when you add this, you will see this already looks much better than what is here. This contains all the information that you need, but this looks much more refined. Let's just close this and see this. Look at this and look at this. You can clearly see the difference that, just by adding this widget, you can see the difference. The difference is, is noticeable basically. Okay, so what I am going to do right now here is I am going to take you through some of its settings. First things first, the layout is 2 columns, which is selected by default, that you can see, and it gives you another option which is 1 column. Now if you will select 1 column, this sticky right column option will disappear. Let's just select. You will see the cart totals move down to the bottom and the sticky option is missing. Okay, let's just go back to 2 columns and see. Now if you enable this option right over here, this cart totals option will follow you everywhere if multiple products are added to your cart. So for example, if you have 10 products, this total will follow you everywhere on the site. Apart from this, when you enable this option, you get an offset option as well. You can set the offset right over here. And I'm going to disable this option for right now, and then we are going to jump onto the next option, which is order summary. Now here you will get the option to update the text on this button right over here. You can select dynamic tags as well This is the text that you can add right over here. You can delete it, you can add anything that you want to add over here. The next is the coupon section. Again, the apply coupon button can be, the text on the apply coupon button right over here can be changed using this option. You can apply the dynamic tags as well. Now the next option is totals. You will see you can change the section title, which is this one, through here. You can change its alignment as well. You can see it's centered now, it's towards the left, it's towards the start. By default it's towards the start. Okay, then you can edit this button as well, update button as well. Then you can change the checkout button as well, which is this one right over here, this button. Through this text you can change its alignment as well. So these are some of the features. Now after the totals, the next option is additional options, and you will find a very interesting option here, which is the update cart automatically. Now when you will enable this option, what it will do is it will remove this button and the order summary tab will go missing. Now the reason behind this is simple. When you enable this option, the cart will be updated automatically. You do not need a button for that cart to update that cart. Basically, whenever a user will add or remove the product, the cart will be automatically updated. Okay, so let's just enable this option and you will see that option will go missing. The button goes missing. The order summary tab no longer exists over here. So what right now we are going to do is we are going to disable this, and you will see it right over here. Okay, now moving on, the next option is the style settings. Okay, now first things first, using these options you can pretty much change everything and anything. You can customize this as per your requirement. Elementor gives you the option to do that. So basically through this you can see you can change the background color of the section, you can add the box shadow, the border types, you can set the width of the border, you can set the color, you can set the radius, padding, margin. Then you can change the typography from right over here. Every option is available for titles, descriptions and links. Even for the radio buttons as well. After that it's for the form. This is the form that you are doing. Okay, so you can change the color, row gap, basically set the normal and the focus color, background type, box shadow, buttons and everything is that you can change. In case you just want to customize one of the sections, then this is the option that you have to check. Okay, this option lets you customize singular sections of this widget. For example, when you click this option, it will show you order summary, coupon and totals. If I select totals, it will give you the option to customize totals, basically style the totals section. So what you can do here is add the shadow. You will see it will just apply the shadow to this section. Now in case you want to, let's just add a shadow right over here for right now. Now what if you want to add shadow to another section? Let's just say coupon section you want to add shadow to. So what you can do right now is you can add coupons from right over here by clicking this. Let me just remove it. Click this plus icon, select coupons. It will show you coupons option right over here, and there you have it. You have now two sections that have shadow to them. Okay, so using this customize option you can basically design the sections or customize these individual sections of this widget. Now Elementor gives you the power to customize this page according to you. I will recommend that you try this option out. This is a very interesting widget. If you are an online shop owner and you are using Elementor to create your store, this option will enhance the building process, will give you much more creative freedom to design the page that you want to, that will fit well with your brand. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to click update and we will visit this page later on. For right now I'm going to say no thanks, because I'm going to take you to the to this feature later on that they are saying right over here. Okay, Now after the cart widget, the next new e-commerce widget that we are going to talk about in this video is the My Account widget. Now here is the thing. Again, I have created two pages. One is the Elementor Pro 3.5 page, which is right over here. This is the blank page that we are going to edit just like the cart page. Okay, this is where I'm going to add the widget. You can see this is the blank page and this is the default page generated by WooCommerce plugin. You can see it has all the information that you need. It provides you with all of these sections, but the design or the styling is missing. So what I am going to do right now is I am going to edit this page and then I'm going to edit it with Elementor and add the My Accounts widget to it. Let me just edit it. Now you will find the My Accounts widget in the WooCommerce section of the Elementor side panel right here. My Account, you drop it. Now as soon as you drop it, you see that this provides you all the information that is available right over here, but there is a sense of styling in this one. Okay, this one is much more refined than this one. So let me just go back and disable the head title over here. Okay, so this is what you get. This is the initial first look at the My Accounts widget that you have. The information or this section is generated according automatically. You can add information, you can add information around it according to you. Okay, now coming to the settings of the My Account widget. The first one is the layout. You see vertical right over here and horizontal. Let's just click horizontal. Now when you click horizontal, all of the tabs will move on the top. The next option that you will see is the spacing. So basically before spacing, vertical is by default and horizontal is something that you can select. It depends on what kind of a design is that you are looking for. Okay, now coming to the spacing section, what it does is it basically adds the spacing between the content and the tabs. Okay, after that, the next is the tabs position. Do you want your tabs to be on the start like this? Do you want to be in the middle? Do you want to be towards the end? Do you want it to be, spaced out? Okay, so this is the option that this is what it allows you to do. It basically lets you set the position of these tabs. Now after this, you see all of these tabs. When you click them, it allows you to change the names of these tabs. You can change them, you can add dynamic tags to it. It's up to you. Whatever is that you want to do, whatever is the concept that you are following, you can do it right over here. Every option allows you to basically use dynamic tabs or change the names. You can see downloads, change the downloads tab name, address same, account details exactly the same, logout same. Okay, after this you get the option which is alignment. Now this is the text alignment option. You can center it, you can put it towards the end, or you can put it towards the beginning. It's up to you, whatever option is that you want to select. Now coming to the styling part of the My Account widget in Elementor Pro 3.5. Now you can see it gives you the option to basically change the typography, background type, box shadow, color of these tabs. Then you can add border, you can add width to it, the colors, the border radius, padding and spacing. It's up to you what kind of a design is that you are going for. You can customize it according to your requirements. So basically what Elementor is doing here is it is giving you the option to style every section of the page or every component of the page. It's up to you what you want to do. Okay, now you can see right over here the sections is right over here. You can change the background color of the section, you can add box shadow, border type, width, all of the same settings. Then typography you can change from right over here. For checkboxes, login messages, general text, section headings, section titles, these ones. So it's up to you. Elementor gives you the option to do everything in this widget as well. Okay, so for forms you can choose the column gap, row gap, labels. You can change the color of the labels, typography, spacing, field, whatever is that you want to change. Basically you can create a custom my account page for your online store using this widget. Okay, this will no longer be this boring page that is generated by WooCommerce. It will be something like this, or even better than this. This is just the basics of things. I'm not going into the details of styling, but this is what you get when you just add it. It is very simple, but much better than what my account widget generate, what the my account page is generated by WooCommerce. Now again, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to update it, and it will give me again the option, but I'm not going to do that right now because that is one of the topics that we are going to discuss a bit later in this video. Now moving on to the next widget, which is the checkout widget. Now after the My Accounts widget, the last e-commerce widget that has been introduced in Elementor Pro 3.5 is the checkout widget. Now using it, you can basically create a custom checkout page for your online store. Now just like other e-commerce widgets, this is the default checkout page that has been generated by WooCommerce. So let me just view this page first and show you. You can see all of the information is available here, but this page is pretty basic, no styling whatsoever. Okay, now this is the page that we are going to edit. Let me just click it. You can see this is the blank page that we are going to add the checkout widget to. So I'm going to close this. I'm going to edit it, and we are going to edit with Elementor. Now let me just hide this title of this page, go back to the widgets. Now you will find the checkout widget under the WooCommerce section with the other WooCommerce widgets by Elementor Pro. This is the widget. Now as soon as I will add this checkout widget to the page, it will generate a checkout page for you, which looks much better than the default checkout page generated by or created by WooCommerce. Now you can see right over here. Let me just close this. You can see this is your checkout page that is generated by the new widget, and this is the default page. The styling is non-existent over here, and this one looks much better in even if you've just added the widget and we haven't even styled it yet. Okay, so let me just take you through the settings of this now. So the first setting that you will come across is the layout. Again, this is very similar settings that we have done in other widgets as well. 2 columns, 1 column, pricing goes to the bottom. 2 columns, sticky right column appears, enable it, offset appears. You can set offset right over here. Okay, the next is the billing details. Now you can see you can change the section title using this option and the alignment using this option. After this, you can change the label and the placeholder for every tab right over here. You won't be able to change the tab for basically the address and the pin. I think so you can change it for phone number over here. Let me just check. Yes, you can change it for phone number and email address right over here. Now the next tab you will come across is the additional information. Now when you will click this tab, it will open it and it will show you if you want to display it or not. If you do not want to display it, close it, it will go away. You can enable it, and it will show you the option to basically change the section title. If you want to, you can add dynamic tags here. Okay, you can change this label right over here. Okay, you can change the alignment from here. So this is what the additional information tab is all about. The next is your order. This is this section right over here. You can change the the section title and its alignment. The coupon section is this one. You can change the have a coupon, this heading right over here, and link text right over here. Okay, so you can change two things plus the alignment from this section, coupons section. After this is the payments section. Now for right now I haven't configured anything, so you wouldn't be seeing the changes. Okay, so this is one thing that you have to know. I did not configure the payment options as of now or the tax information, so that is why you are seeing nothing is available over here. Now moving on to the styling part, you will see very similar settings using which you can customize every part of this page. Starting from sections right over here, you can add background color, box shadow, border type, width, color, border radius, padding, margin. Then typography you can change right over here. For everything, the titles, the secondary titles, the description, messages, checkbox, radio buttons. And similarly for all of the sections, you can change the forms right over here. If you want to change the form, you want to design the forms, then you can increase or decrease the column gap, row gap, change the label colors, typography, spacing, whatever is that you want to is that you want to customize. Elementor Pro lets you do that easily. Okay, now moving on, this is the customize section that we came across while we were doing the checkout widget, and it works very similarly to that. So for that, what you have to do is you need to click it, and it will show you the section that you would want to customize on individual basis. So for example, let's just select order summary. It will show you the styling options for order summary, and let's just add border shadow, box shadow, and you will see right over here it adds a box shadow. Similarly, if you want to add it to the coupons section as well, let me add coupon section appears, add the box shadow, it appears right over here. And that's how you can basically customize or design individual sections of this widget. Now what I am going to do here is I am going to update this page, and it will show me an option which is this one, want to save this page as your checkout page. I'm not going to click no thanks right over here. I'm going to leave it till this page, and then I'm going to take you through the next setting, which is the configuration of shop pages using Elementor Pro. Now, while we are on the topic of shop pages or important pages on an e-commerce website, it is important to know that Elementor Pro 3.5 comes with the option to configure shop pages. Now you remember I did not click no thanks over here or save over here, and I've left it as default, and this is for this part of the tutorial, and that is why I kept skipping it on the other widgets as well. So what I am going to right now do is I'm going to take you to WooCommerce settings, where you will see how those shop pages are configured, and then I am going to take you to Elementor and show you how you can do it through Elementor as well. So what we are going to do right now is I'm going to go to pages, and first I'm going to show you these pages right over here. You can see the default cart page is the cart page. The checkout is the checkout page. Now these pages are set by WooCommerce, and you can see these through here. You need to go to WooCommerce settings and then advanced, and there it allows you to set up pages through here. Now when you install WooCommerce, it generates these pages automatically, and we have discussed this a few times in this video. Now once those pages are created, those pages are automatically set as cart default shop pages through e-commerce. You don't have to do anything. WooCommerce automatically sets them as the shop pages because those pages are generated by WooCommerce itself. Okay, now to see this change, what I am going to do here is I'm going to go back to pages and I am going to edit this cart page with Elementor. Now you remember this thing that this page has this cart page prefix to it. Okay, and this page has Elementor to it. So now this page will become the cart page. Okay, after this change. So this is the cart page that we were creating. Basically we were not creating, we just discussed this widget. We have just added this widget and done the we have done nothing, just added shadows to this thing. There is no customization on this page. So in case you want to set this page as your cart page, then what you can do is you need to click right over here and then visit this site settings. Now an interesting fact about site settings is that this was introduced in Elementor 3.0. That was a major update that Elementor released sometimes back, and there it gave you the option to basically set the global options for your site. Okay, these global colors, fonts, typography, buttons, images, site identity was released, and in this update you will see the WooCommerce tab right over here. Now when I click this option, it gives you a very similar option to what you saw in the WooCommerce plugin settings. Okay, now to set any page as a cart page, any custom page that you've designed using Elementor and you want to set it through you want to set it as the shop page, cart page, whatever page, you can do it using this option right over here. You need to click cross over here and then type in cart, and you see it shows the cart page, the default cart page generated by WooCommerce here, and Elementor page right over here. You can click this and update. Now let's go here and update. You see the cart page is no longer this one. Now this page that we have just created for this video is now the cart page. Now a benefit of using Elementor for setting up shop pages is that if you are designing your website using this plugin, then you don't have to basically leave your Elementor editor. You simply just have to click this basically burger icon over here and then site settings over here, and it will show you all of the global settings that you can do for your website, and then you can click WooCommerce over here and then it will show you these options. Okay, now another way to do it was this way. Now whenever I was updating the cart page or the my account page or the checkout page, you were seeing this option pop up and I always clicked no thanks. Now what no thanks did was it did not basically override the WooCommerce settings. But what happens when I click save right over here? Now when I click save, it will update the checkout page to this page right over here. Let's just go, and your checkout page, this one, the one generated by WooCommerce, is no longer the checkout page. The one that we created using Elementor 3.5 is the checkout page. This means if you are designing pages using Elementor, basically these three pages using Elementor, then these can be easily set as you can easily set them up as the shop pages using by just clicking this update and clicking the save option instead of no thanks. Then you will no longer have to go through this route. So this is a very interesting option. This is an amazing option that Elementor has introduced to improve basically the workflow if you are designing your site using Elementor. Now, in case you have any queries regarding these widgets or this option, then feel free to comment down below. I will be happy to help with all my abilities and knowledge. Now this concludes everything that you need to know about the Elementor Pro 3.5 update. In case you have any queries, feel free to comment down below and I will try and help. Now if you found the video helpful, then make sure to leave a like and subscribe to this channel and turn on the post notification bell. Now also the links to our socials are in the description box below along with the links to Elementor Free, Elementor Pro and the Hello theme. Make sure to follow us on other platforms as well, it helps out a lot. And with that said, thank you for watching and I will see you in the next video.